No way! It's
React DangIT.
You're saying you performed a miracle?
So let me expand upon how this kind of came to be. Let's go back all the way to February 2016, where I made the initial announcement that in both the podcast and in a separate video that React DangIT was ending. So fast forward to July of 2016, we have Discussions DangIT that we just announced, pretty much taking the React DangIT formula and then making it to something, rearranging it into something kind of unique. We do our first video on Discussions DangIT featuring Mob Psycho 100, the first episode. A good number of people started to watch it, but then afterwards, the views kind of dropped. And it's been staying at a stagnant pace ever since. Fast forward 2 years later, and now we're at this point where I'm thinking about what can we do to improve on Discussions DangIT. We've had different improvements, revisions done to the series, but for the most part, it's been pretty stagnant right now as far as any changes being done to it. So I've been thinking about what can we do to further improve upon it. I come up with one solution. The issue with this one, though, was that we would have to get rid of the whole reaction part of Discussions DangIT to make it work. I actually hesitated on moving forward with this because there was something about reactions that I actually enjoyed, which was the honest to goodness, feel good responses that we'd get when we watched something. And it was something that I thought I could better incorporate with discussions, but now that I'm wanting to improve on discussions but make it a little bit separate from reactions, it's kind of difficult. So here's my proposition. We just split them. So we have React DangIT here, we have Discussions DangIT over here. Let's talk about React DangIT over here, just to give you guys a better idea what we're going to do with that. React DangIT is essentially going to be exactly how it was prior to its announcement of it ending. We're probably going to have to cut up a bit of the content here and there because content showing is probably the biggest question when it comes to how we're going to do the format. Mainly just to not show the entirety of the video. We'll probably also cut off the parts where we're not actually reacting, we're just...
No way! It's
React DangIT. So we're probably only going to show the parts where we actually have a reaction to the content into it. And then of course we'll have our afterthoughts after the content's been done. So essentially it's going to be exactly how it was back in 2015 and 2016. What's going to be different is that we're not going to monetize the videos anymore. And last thing, just so everyone knows, we are not going to re-upload the React DangIT stuff from beforehand, though, before I made the announcement that React DangIT was going to end. Okay, so let's talk about Discussions DangIT now. So what we want to do is better improve on Discussions DangIT as far as this presentation. We're talking about music. I mean, we already had music in the beginning, but then we just kind of trailed off with that. And we're actually going to introduce some more script writing. So see these are composition notes that have little jots of timestamps and whatnot that we'll further add into our discussions on My Hero, Boruto, and any other show that we decide to pick up. So don't be surprised if you actually see us watching a show and then just jot down notes here and there. So with our notes, we're going to actually bring it into one discussion DangIT recording, and we're going to essentially have a much more streamlined, better flowing conversation about the subject matter. And with the added music in the background, it's just going to help the overall flow of the conversation, so a lot of you can just sit there and listen and kind of enjoy the conversation instead of a lot of impromptu you get the point. Let me give you guys an example. So right now, one of the series that we are covering, My Hero Academia, really good anime. We are in the middle of season 3 in this arc. I believe it's the provisional license exam arc. And once that's finished, once we're finished with all the reactions for it as well, we're going to make a discussion video at the end. And it could be multiple videos, but it's going to each be topical. So for example, we're going to do an analysis of that arc, going through the significance of what this character does, what's the impact of these events that will happen later on. What can we predict about the future of the My Hero series as well? And that's just talking about the arc. We can even make discussion videos on our favorite quirks, or the most underrated quirk, or favorite character. I mean, it could really just be about that kind of stuff as well. And that's just talking about My Hero stuff. We can go outside of it. We can talk about different shows and we talk about like how a certain series has affected us in a certain way. I mean, we could do a lot of things with discussions, dang it, that we couldn't have done before if we kept it like so very well tied down to reaction based stuff. So that's the idea of that. There is one last thing I want to make note of throughout all this is that there will be a large number of React DangIT videos versus discussion DangIT videos. So for those of you who were looking forward to a lot of discussions that we'll have in mind, I hope that the lack of it will be made up by just the sheer quality of the videos. That's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about. I hope that everyone gets excited for React DangIT to come back, and as well as the new revamped versions of the discussions DangIT. I'm currently working on music. It's GarageBand on my phone, but it's also very tedious because it's on a phone. But I'll be working on that, and then we're going to be pumping out reaction videos and also further preparing our notes for discussions. So very ambitious, and hopefully we can also do other projects on the side once things start to pick up again. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, and I hope that everyone's happy in whatever they're anticipating and stuff like that. Oh yeah, feel free to like make notes of things that maybe we should watch as well, and then maybe we can have like a big time discussion on it as well. We already did a couple like recordings now, so over the course of the week you're going to probably see different genre stuff just popping up, so be prepared for that. So yeah, I'll just end here. So thank you guys so much for watching this announcement video, and I'll see you guys in the next video if you decide to watch of us. So yeah, hashtag bye everyone.